Heal the child within and you will heal the adult without. So it's important for everyone to realize that your inner child is you. It lives within you. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep, and all throughout the day, you are waking up, going to sleep, and being with your inner child. So if you are still holding on to things that happened during childhood, which means you haven't forgiven, forgotten, and released to let go, you are holding on to those emotions in your body. Your body is an emotional body, which means that everything that you go through, if you don't fully release it, which is healing what you've gone through, then you are living a life with those emotions stored and trapped in the body. Well, if this goes on for a long time, then this is what causes diseases, illnesses, aches, pains, cramps, skin diseases, issues, all of that is all coming from your own imagination. So your mind is making you sick and it's also healing you. So you have to realize that everything that you go through, it's not like, oh, you've gone through that, it's the next day, it's the next year, boom, it's over and done with. No, every experience lives within the body if you haven't released it, and therefore it's healed. So any kind of illness, any kind of mental illness, all comes from a wounded inner child. We all have an inner child, so it's not like you're an exception. Every single human has an inner child within them. And if that inner child doesn't feel safe, then it looks like you not feeling safe. Well, if you don't feel safe, then that's going to cause you to have anxiety, BPD, narcissistic traits, depression, any kind of mental illness you can form because of that unhealed child that lives within you. So it's about realizing your life is only the way that it is because every moment is a manifestation, not just when you're manifesting things you want, but every single moment. So this means that if you are still holding on to things you've gone through and they're still being stored in the body, then those feelings are manifesting every moment. You are going to be reliving that trauma in the present moment, not realizing that the reason you are keep manifesting the feelings that you feel within is because you're holding on to those feelings from the past. And over time, those feelings only get louder and stronger in the body. And the reason they do this is because they want you to look within. Your emotions want you to look within and go within. That is why they can manifest into illnesses, a weak immune system, bad gut health, all of that, because your emotions, your higher self wants you to go within and acknowledge what's going on internally with you, because it's not about anything going on outside of you. It may appear the reason you're the way that you are because someone made you feel like this, or your life's just so hard, all the stuff you've got to do, you've got 5 children, blah, blah, blah. It's nothing about within. You're just thinking, well, no, it's about what's going on in my life. Well, the reason your life is going on that way is because of how you're feeling within. You are manifesting every single moment of your life with those feelings that you have within. So it's not about what's going on outside, because you're either creating a heaven or you're creating a hell, which is states of mind, in your reality. And it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It's not about what's going on. It's about what's going on internally within you. And people can go years having the same experiences over and over with different people, different circumstances, at different jobs, but it's all the same thing because they're not acknowledging that it's never about the people outside of them or what's going on. And it's all about the fact that they have that inner child within them that does not feel safe. So wherever you go, you're not going to feel safe if your inner child doesn't feel safe. It doesn't matter if you leave country or wherever you go. It doesn't matter whatever you're doing. If your inner child doesn't feel safe, you're never going to feel safe. So let's dive deeper in your inner child within you not feeling safe. If you have an inner child that feels completely safe within you, then you are living in the present moment, which means you are guaranteed absolute bliss, joy. Because being in the present, you're fully in the moment, you're fully aware of what's going on in the now. You know you're 100% safe, and your inner child feels safe within you, so therefore it's reflected externally, which looks like you, however age you are now, feeling safe. But if your inner child doesn't feel safe, your mind is always going to wander into a past and into a future, but projected in the now, because there is only ever this moment right now. But you can decide to live in a past if you are thinking about the past and therefore feeling those feelings, or you could decide to live in a future that doesn't exist by projecting the energy of the thoughts of the future in this moment right now. And if your inner child doesn't feel safe, this is exactly what goes on, because your mind is always going to wander, because your body doesn't feel safe. That inner child within you doesn't feel safe. So you cannot sit still and be completely present in the now, because you're alert, you're on edge, you're looking out for the next threat. Of course, you may not consciously know that this is what's going on, but this is absolutely what's going on, because there would have been a time in your childhood where something happened for you to actually first form those feelings within you of fight and flight, fear. So something happened and now you've experienced that feeling for the first time. Well, you've not actually let go, released what happened, forgiven whoever, and now that feeling still lives within your body because you're holding on to the past. You're holding on to an experience. Maybe you cannot believe it went on, or it's not fair, or you're disgusted, or whatever it may be, but you're the one holding on to that feeling. Not them, you're the one holding on to it. And ever since childhood now, you are manifesting with those feelings. So you're always going to recreate trauma in the now because of holding on to those feelings. Your feelings are what manifest. You get a thought, and with a thought produces a feeling. Well, with that feeling, you move around your life with. So if you're always thinking about the past, and if you haven't forgiven something or someone and a situation that's happened from the past, then even if you're not consciously thinking about it, whenever you're doing things, it's always going to pop up in your awareness, because your emotions want you to become aware that you have something out of an alignment with who you really are. You keep thinking back to the past, those thoughts, and therefore feeling those feelings, because those feelings that you are feeling are dominant within you because of the past and not releasing them. So it's so extremely important to realize that obviously every single moment of your life is a manifestation. Whatever you are thinking about and feeling about is what is manifesting your whole life. You cannot live in the present moment if you're holding on to the past. You cannot enjoy life and feel fulfilled if your inner child doesn't feel safe. So I'm going to give you examples now of your inner child not feeling safe and you being out and about. It doesn't matter if you go to the shop, if you're out with a friend, whatever you do, you're always going to feel alert, because your body once felt like that in the past, because it had to make you feel those feelings, because one time it did serve you to be alert of what was going on around you. But obviously that doesn't belong in the now. So it doesn't matter wherever you go. You could be walking to the shops, going in the shop, and you just feel so on edge. And now, because of the feelings you have within, you're going to create and manifest moments in the shop where it's the other people that are making you feel that way. But it's obviously only you making you feel that way, because you are always the one making you feel the way that you do with the energy that you are feeling within. So I'm going to give you an example of what this may look like. Maybe you go to a shop and it's crammed full of people, and this is making you feel really, really overwhelmed. You're feeling claustrophobic and your mind's racing. Someone looks at you, you instantly feel judged. Well, that's your inner child obviously not feeling safe, and therefore anyone looking at you or giving you that bit of attention puts you on alert, thinking that, well, they must be judging you, even if it's just a look over at your direction. Because your inner child doesn't feel safe, your emotions are out of whack. You won't have emotional intelligence, which looks like you taking things very personally because of that inner child. If you were a child going into that store and you just went through a traumatic experience, you would be hyper alert and aware of everyone and everything that's going on. You would look at people and perceive them to be speaking about something that they may not be, or looking at you in ways that they may not be. But you're the one perceiving everything in your reality based on your awareness. So you're perceiving that situation that way because of the unhealed child that lives within you. Well, if someone goes into that shop and their inner child is completely healed, they're fine. They're going to go in, they'll have a completely different experience, even if the shop and the people and everything that happens in the shop is the exact same. They're going to take it completely differently because of their inner child within them. So another example is you may have a partner, but because that inner child doesn't feel safe, because of what you've gone through, you're automatically going to have thoughts while you're with that partner of, am I good enough? Am I worthy? Are they going to leave me? What happens if they leave me? And you're most likely already going to believe that they are going to leave you at some point. So you've already programmed this into your brain of a knowingness of, well, they're going to leave me at some point. Everyone leaves me. If you have that limited mindset, which means that obviously you're going to manifest that. And then when they do, you're going to just think, oh, I knew that was going to happen. But you have to realize, obviously, your thoughts are creating everything, but your feelings are way stronger than the thoughts, because the feelings are what is moving you about in your life. So feelings are way stronger than the thoughts, but it first came with the thoughts to actually then produce a feeling. So understand that you can never feel safe in your life if your inner child doesn't feel safe. And in here, I've just given you, obviously, examples of what that may look like for you.